Hi everybody, this is another flying rookie video, and in this video I'm going to discuss the improvements that I did on my DIY X450 Graphite Quadcopter. This video is video number 7. It was supposed to be the video that was supposed to explain how to install the FPV system on this particular aircraft, but after I compared the flying performance between this aircraft and my gyro 330XS. Honestly, I just discovered that this aircraft is not worth it to be used as a FPV platform. And why? Because for the starters, this aircraft doesn't have that much room on the plates to accommodate FPV equipment. It would be too cramped. You can really install it, but it would be too cramped. The other thing is the flying time that I get with this aircraft when I compare it with the gyro is not that great. So if I was flying FPV with these, the flying time would be way too short. And it doesn't matter how many batteries you got. It's a matter of how many times you have to swap the batteries, and that would be not good. For me to be satisfied doing an FPV fly, at least I have to do between 8 to 10 minutes per fly, and probably this thing will be flying way less than that, maybe 6 or 5 minutes, and for me that's not good enough, you know. So I decided this aircraft is not going to be used for FPV or aerial video for that matter. So you remember on my previous videos, I used to fly this with a GoPro, but also the GoPro, the camera, especially with a skeleton case, is way too heavy, and it really kills my flying time on this. So it's also not worth it to fly on this particular aircraft. This aircraft is a decent size. It's a even if they say it's a 450, it's actually a 475 millimeters across, you know, the motors. But even like that, it's not really worth it. So I had to make some changes so I could get better performance as a line of sight flyer. So one of the first things that I did is that I changed the motors, and the motors that I had here, there were these motors over here, these 2215, and this motor is 740 kV. This motor is rated for 3 or 4 cells. These motors are Optima, XCRC Optima from Hobby Parts, and these motors, they will work better if I use it in an aircraft that is going to be either a little bit bigger or an aircraft that got more space on the plates to accommodate more equipment. But in an aircraft like this, it's not really worth it. You know, these motors are for heavy load. They're not just to, you know, flying around. You know, it's not good. So the motors that I install over here to replace these ones, they are 2212. These ones, they are 1080 kV, and even if the kV is a little bit higher than this one, they just work better on this particular frame. They are more efficient than this motor over here. So that's why I replace this. You can see the size difference. You know, this motor is way larger, and it's also heavier, so it was hurting me, you know, the flight to weight ratio on this particular aircraft. I had the choice of flying this aircraft on 4 cells, because this motor can handle 4 cells, but I will have to replace the ESCs, and this, I like the way this ESCs fit here. I don't feel comfortable, you know, replacing these ESCs with ESCs that can handle 4 cells, because most of them, they are large and it would look too bulky. And these alternative that I had, these 50 amps Hobby King ESCs, and they can work between 2 to 4 cells. But as you can see, they're way too larger when you compare with the stub ones. So it's not worth it for this particular frame. So I'm using these ESCs and this motor on my next project, so I'm not even going to bother in here. This particular aircraft flies better with this batteries that I got here, and it gives me a decent, you know, flying time. This tool that I got here, that 22 100 kV, I mean 2200 milliamps. But this one here, it's 30C, and this one is 15C. Now this one is lighter than this one. This one is like 200 grams, and this one is 170 grams. For some reason, even if this one is lighter, just because of the reason that the battery is, it got less C's. I only get like around 8.5 minutes, of flying time. With this one, I get like an extra minute of flying time, so this one, works pretty nice. Now, the battery that I used to go over 10 minutes is this 30C 2800 milliamps, and this one gets me like around 11.5 minutes. So it's a decent battery for this particular aircraft. It fits perfectly. Now the thing with this aircraft is the only type of battery that takes. This type of battery. It looks like a Milky Way, Three Musketeer, chocolate bar style, and it doesn't take any other style. This battery that I got here is 2650, and it's the best battery that I got when it comes to weight and power and capacity. To these all three over here, this one gives me better flying time than this one's on my Gaui 330XS, but unfortunately this battery don't fit here. This battery got the shape of like a Crunch bar or Hershey bar, so this type of battery won't fit on that aircraft, so you better stick with this one. So the best one you can get is the 2800, unless you can get a 2650 that got this shape. This is the best choice for this particular aircraft. All these batteries got 3 cells. I have this battery over here. There's a 4th cell that also fit here, and it's a 2650, but unfortunately, like I said, these ESCs don't take this type of battery. I didn't feel like using that larger ESC, so this battery also is going to be used on my next project, on my next aircraft, so I'm not going to use it here. And also, as you can see, that this my FPV system. This is what I use on my Gaui 330X, and the camera mount, the 1-axis camera mount that I got there, installed my Gaui, and just mounted, with this tripod knot over here, and it fits perfectly. With this, using any of these batteries, I get at least 8 minutes, or with the 2650, I get, like 10 minutes flying time, and the batteries are powering this on my Gaui. But over here, like you can see, there's no room to mount something like this, and even if I take all the electronics out and put it here, it would be too messy, and I don't like messes. I like things that look like this. So FPV is not going to be, I'm not going to bother to do FPV here. All the improvements that I did over here is that I installed taller stand-up screws, like this one's over here. They are 50 millimeters. The original ones that came with this frame, they were 30 millimeters, so it was really uncomfortable to replace the battery, so I used these long ones, and they came on a kit that came with different sizes. These some of all the sizes that I got. It came in different bags, and like I said, it was better, just to install something, that was a little bit taller. Also, another improvement that I did on here, let me just get these batteries out of the way. It's I installed this cover, and this is the same style cover that you will use on the Gaui. You can see it there. It's the same type of cover. It's really light. It's like Lexan or some kind of thin, lightweight plastic, and it's nice because it just covers all the masts, all the cables, all the wires, lying around all over the place, and it really, looks really neat. And on the Gaui, this thing goes mounted with magnets from this particular aircraft, mounted with nuts. Why? Because I installed these stand-up screws. I got, the metal ones in the bottom, and the top I put the plastic ones. So they are a little bit more forgiving in the case of a crash, if I crash upside down. Another change that I did here is I moved the gyro in the center over here. If you remember, I had the camera mount for the GoPro on the front, and the gyro sitting back and a little bit in the back. This gyro is the FY90Q Pro. It's a great gyro and everything, but it's way too sensitive. It's way more sensitive than the gyro that comes in the galley. That's the GU344. And this gyro, like any little tiny stupid vibration that you get, it will get this gyro going crazy, and you will get glitches, and you will risk to crash the aircraft. So one thing that I did to improve that, and that's something that everybody should do with any aircraft, is balance the props. And I purchased this balancer from Dubro, and I heard this is the best balancer on the market. So why this is, I sand the heavy side of the prop, and then I put glue to balance the props, and then to balance the hub, I put glue. I keep adding glue with accelerator, and that's how I balance the hubs on here. So you can see, you know, the little mess of glue over here on this prop here. So the next aircraft that I'm gonna build, I'm gonna show how you supposed to balance the props, so you can do the same thing. Now, some people also balance the motors, but that's something that's a little bit beyond my league right now. So I decided just to leave the motors the way they are. So even if the balancing the props, they help out with the vibration a lot, and the aircraft fly smoother, I still was getting, you know, some glitching on the on this gyro over here, because before I had the gyro mounted with little sticky, double-sided sticky vibration pads to isolate the vibration, but they weren't good enough. The nice thing about this gyro, because the manufacturers know it's super sensitive, they give you another choice, and it comes with a platform that got two pieces, and the piece in the bottom, you just stick it or screw it into the frame, and the one in the top is floating with O-rings. So as you can see, you can, you know, like shake it and everything, you know. For this thing, it works so great, you know, absorbing the vibration, that after I installed this thing back into this frame, you know, all the glitching and everything just went away, and this thing was flying beautiful. So that if you got an aircraft and you don't know, and even if you balance the props, if you believe the motor is still creating too much vibration to interfere with this particular gyro, the FY90Q, you must install the option, the include vibration isolation platform in here, so that way it will eliminate the glitching and everything, and it will make this aircraft, you know, flying smoothly. And finally, one final modification that I did is I changed the position of these wires. These are the customized squid style wires that I make to power all the ESCs from the Traxxas connector. So I have this thing coming on the side, but now it's coming from the back. So it kind of worked the same way it works on my galley. So it's a more efficient way to distribute the power and to keep the aircraft balanced. Okay, so this is pretty much it about this video, and then again, this is the final video review that I'm making about this aircraft. I'm going to keep flying it and everything, but I'm going to move on to my next project. I'm going to build a aircraft that's going to be a little bit larger than this one, and it's going to allow me to do more when it comes to aerial video and FPV flying. So this one, then again, is just going to stay as a line of sight. Maybe I might turn it into a night flyer by starting lights, you know, on the graphite arms. But I got to see how I'm going to do that. That's something that I've never done before. But then again, many of the things that I've been putting on my channel are things that I've never done before. So we'll see what's going to happen. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so I see you in the next video. Okay, bye.